Hmm. Hey, hello, friends. Oh, look, I found my glasses. Hmm. Okay, I got two glasses now. Thinking of getting another pair. Hmm. Who knows when that will be? Ah. Oh, I got an idea. Hmm. Hmm. Now, I gotta pee. Ugh. Hmm. Let's see. Ah. Gotta drink some coffee. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, I got an urge to pee. Hmm. So I won't show you, but I don't want to pee outside. Oh man, I might make a mess. I gotta take these pants off to pee. Is pee the right word to use, or is it piss? Pee for women and piss for men? I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. Hello, friends, enemies, strangers, kind mothers. Welcome to a new episode of well, maybe I should go to bed instead of try to wake up. It's way past my bedtime. Oh, you know what? I could put this here. Hmm. Hold on. Maybe I can put this here. Hmm. Yeah, there you go. I can pull down my shorts. Wait a minute. Make sure I don't go too much. Wait a minute. It's weird. Stay about like this. Hmm. Making sure. Oh, I got a cramp. Okay, here's the cup. No, but this is not the purpose of this meeting. The purpose is oh, the purpose of this meeting is to study. Mm. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to be studying the it's a continuing study. I'm behind in my studies. I'm like a total of it seems like I'm behind 2 weeks. So I actually have to turn in no, see, I have a lesson every other week. So if I'm behind one lesson and I'm gonna turn in two lessons, I may have to turn in three lessons. So I got to do some catching up. And they're important lessons. I'm in chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita, right? And in the Atmopadesha Satakam, I think I'm in verse 26. Uh, man, I feel this. I fill this cup up with urine, my own urine. It's nice and warm. Put a top over it so I don't spill it too much. But I'm going to I'm gonna go outside and put this cup here. Hope I don't spill it. That would be not only embarrassing. I pulled my pants back up. They're like sweatpants. Um, I spilled that cup. It'll probably make the car stink even more than it already is. Oh, yeah. Um, okay, so do I have to? I got another phone. I think it's in this bag here. Take it out in case this phone. You got how much do I have on this phone? Shit, this one needs charging too. Ah. So I'm gonna take the cup out and pour it in the grass. Hmm, I think I know where. In the plants. In the flowers that we have. Mhm. I got about 30 minutes left on this phone. Mm. Okay, so let me turn off the lights on this car. I'm leaving the car on. So where am I? Let's see. Let me inform you that I am in a at a cemetery. Yes. Can you tell that it's a cemetery? It looks like a mausoleum kind of thing. And here's some tombstones. They make all kinds of shapes for tombstones. Let's see. Oh, but there's no lights going this way for the. So I'm gonna see about flipping the camera around and maybe hmm, see if I can put some flash on this. I don't think I can. Let me try it though. See if I can. Flashlight? No, I can't. That's weird. I don't think I'm able to turn on flashlight using Zoom, but so so this is the tombstone of my dearly beloved rest in peace family members, and and we put some plants all around it. Not fake plants; these are real plants. So wow, they're doing pretty good. So we check up on them and maybe water them if it hasn't rained in a while. But I thought I'd pour my urine in there. Like a little dog. Oh man. Well, here's some plant. Here's some of the other plants. Hmm, that plant's not sure what that plant is doing. Hmm. Hmm. I think I got it out. Let's see. Ah, okay. Okay. So, hmm, guess I could go like this. Maybe I could turn the camera around. Like that. And go like that. Yeah, I could do that. So, why am I here? At the cemetery. I don't know. I thought I'd check it out. See, make sure everything looks good. Maybe I could hang something there on that one. Something pretty. Share entire screen. Okay, so I'm sharing the entire screen so I can flip over and look for something else. So I got my emails here somewhere. So let's see. Let's see. I should try to make the desktop on each phone look the same. Okay, so I'm gonna type in uh damn. Hmm. So so December 6th, that was last Saturday. So the next Saturday will be December 13, I believe. So today is what? December 12, right? Yeah. Oh, so tomorrow is the 13th. Well, I'm in the middle of I'm in after midnight. So let's see. So I was at Thursday, December 11th. So today's December 12th. Hmm. Mhm. So here's the document that I was supposed to turn in last Saturday, right? Hmm. Take a look at this. Hmm. Let's take a let's take a look at this commentary, or you could think of this as an introduction to chapter 9. Hmm. Oh wow. So it says here that chapter this is according to Scott Tatesworth, right? He wrote this. He studied the Bhagavad Gita and he teaches it. So here's what his commentary. He says chapter 9 and 10 are the apex of the grand arc of the Gita. So you could think of the Gita It's an arc, and this is the apex. So it goes up, up, and we're at the summit, right? And then it starts coming down, right? So yeah, we're like in the middle of the Gita. So there's 18 chapters, and we're in chapter 9 and 10. So we're at the peak, and then and so happens that we're in December. So you could think of December as the apex, and after December 25th, then it's all downhill, right? Until summer. Then it starts swinging back. So Mhm. 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 So, what are the secrets? What is the secret science of spirituality? SOS, science of spirituality. What is it? What is the science of spirituality in the Bhagavad Gita? Hmm. so, so for me, I'd say that I'm still having a difficult time with the Bhagavad Gita. So it looks like Greek to me. Greek to me. It's all Greek to me. It's like physics, math kind of Greek. It's incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. So how do I overcome my incomprehensibleness? So how do I how do I reveal the secrets of the Gita? Maybe I could put it like this and stretch it. Mhm. Okay. So you must first, well, for any field, you must first study and learn the field, and then they will make perfect sense. Okay. So all I have to do is study the field that is the Bhagavad Gita, or you could say that the Bhagavad Gita is is representative of mm, the hundreds, well, maybe not hundreds, but over 100. Maybe there's over 200. Well, there's at least 108 major hmm, major Upanishads. Maybe 13 are ones that one must try to memorize or become very familiar with. I don't know how many pages or verses that would amount to. 13. Well, some are pretty short, I imagine. How big would how much reading would be required for just 13 of the top Upanishads, the most famous, or the ones most referred to. Because I think I have an Audible book that just reads from the 13 uh, most revered Upanishads. Maybe they're the most representative. And then the Bhagavad Gita, I would say, or some have said that it it could be thought as representing some of those. Could be like a trying to bring some of those Upanishads together into one place. Hmm. It tries to be inclusive of all the other Upanishads. Maybe tries to make them into a system. I I imagine. I don't know. I'll see. Maybe in about 5 or 10 years, I'll say, haha, I've got it figured out. Hmm. I can teach this material in about 5 or 10 years. So I must first study and learn the field of the Upanishads and of the Bhagavad Gita. Mm, of Vedanta, of Advaita Vedanta. Hmm. So, how, so I threw some words like Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads. Hmm. So let's see if I can explain some things. So I understand that the Bhagavad Gita is like a small section of the Mahabharata. Let's see. Maybe it's only 5% or maybe less of the Mahabharata. No, it could be a percent in in length, because the Mahabharata is one of the largest epics of all time, of all humanity. Hmm. I read somewhere that the Mahabharata is like 100,000 verses, while the Bhagavad Gita, which is found in the Mahabharata, is only 700 verses. Anyway, it's a very small portion of it, but it's jam packed. It's not a story of anything. It's set in a story. It's kind of pretty. It's pretty sneaky. It's pretty. What could you say? Clickbait. It's like a clickbait of them to do so. To insert the ma. It's like it's like putting something spiritual in the middle of a porn or in the middle of an action movie. Well, action movies are the ones that are allowed and encouraged. But let's say porn. Well, it's not so allowed. It's kind of behind closed doors, kind of secret, kind of in when it's felt is kind of one is felt one is made to feel embarrassed that one watches porn. One even talks about it. Or YouTube. Uh, I'm talking about these things for educational purposes only, for analysis, for not to attract people to this for just that. This is for and what is it? For the philosophy of it. What I'm trying to do is trying to compare what it's like. It's like, so you have the Mahabharata. There's a lot of action in it, and you could say that one of the major action scenes in the Mahabharata would be the civil war, the battle. Maybe it's the first battle between the two parties. They're like families, two groups of families. They're like cousins to each other. So, and one of them is considered the bad guys, and they were greedy and took over and kicked the others out. So the ones that got kicked out are coming back to take their rightful place. So it's a just war for them. Anyway, so so the Mahabharata is the story behind how it got to that point, and the Bhagavad Gita starts right before they start the battle. They're in the battlefield, and so the hero Arjuna, you could say he's the leader of the good guys in the battle, and they're lined up, sort of like when you start a football game. They're lined up, and before the quarterback that's got the ball says hike to the guy in front of him, squatting down, showing his butt at him. He hikes the ball to the quarterback when the quarterback says hike. And so that's like the gun being shot in a race. It starts the game. So before the hike is done, so the quarterback, you could say quarterback is Arjuna. He takes some time to look over the battlefield, look at his opponents, realizes that they're his friends, and so he identifies them, each one of them, and say, "Wow, these are my buddies that they're on the other side." Hmm. Looking at how did that come about? I guess in the good old days when they were very young, they were elementary grade friends, maybe even high school friends, buddies, and they were related. Like they were as related as cousins and uncles, and even his teachers or ended up being on the wrong side. So he dearly loves them. He has an affection for them, an attachment, but he's been called to fight them. And this is no football game where after it's done you can shake hands. Yeah, well, maybe not not too often do you shake hands with your opponents in the game of football. You just go home and maybe cry for losing, or maybe party with the team, with your the people in on your team. You don't party with the opponent team, right? So, but why do I say clickbait? Because it's like, so you have the Mahabharata, it's all story, and I imagine it's like a soap opera. I don't know. I haven't read it. I've heard some of it in audio, and I've seen some of it in a video retelling the story. So it has a series of events that culminate in this battle, and then there's something that happens after this battle. I guess one side wins. I guess Arjuna's side wins because he's the hero, and his friend Krishna is his charioteer and confidant and life coach. He makes so Arjuna makes Krishna his life coach and guru, and asks some questions, and it seems like he says he says this is not just any kind of friend. This is my guru, and this and he's just a he's got a wealth of knowledge and wisdom, and so yeah, so this is what's going on. Hmm. But how do you get people attracted to what the Bhagavad Gita is about? So in the Mahabharata, you bring people along to the battle, right before the battle, and then suddenly something happens unexpected. The battle doesn't start. It's kind of there's kind of a timeout, and so in the timeout, that's where Arjuna uh, is in conversation with Krishna. So Krishna just it's a Q&A session. And so Arjuna just comes comes on asking questions, and Krishna is answering them. But that generates more questions. So it's back and forth. Mm, hmm, for like 17 chapters. Well, it's a total of 18 chapters. I think the first chapter is like setting the stage. If you were not if you did not bother to read the Mahabharata from the beginning, when you get to the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is starts at around the sixth chapter of the Mahabharata. Hmm. So maybe the Bhagavad Gita is one chapter, chapter six of the Mahabharata, and it's divided into its own chapters, 18 chapters. I think the Mahabharata also has 18 chapters. So there's a big deal about the number 18. Hmm. Anyway, so what I'm trying to express is that it's pretty slick of whoever composed the Mahabharata to insert the wisdom and science and philosophy of Advaita Vedanta, or at least the Vedanta. I don't know, maybe the Dvaita Vedantists uh, read the Gita as if it was Dvaita Vedanta, not Advaita. I don't know. I have to see. Anyway, it's pretty slick of them to before the battle starts, which would be considered an exciting point, an exciting apex of the Mahabharata, you have the Bhagavad Gita going on, a Q&A right before the battle. Hmm. It's like a change in channel. It's like you're watching a football game and you change channel and it's suddenly a lecture, a philosophy lecture or something like that. But it's not as boring as a philosophy lecture because the student is asking the teacher questions. It's like this. It's like going to a philosophy class, and instead of having to listen for an hour, you have the students ask questions. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I like that it says the teachings are scientific only in the sense that they do not depend on anything being accepted on faith. So the Gita is much more a philosophical treatise than a religious classic. Hmm. But there are some things that you kind of have to try to accept on faith. Like you have to accept on faith that Krishna is an avatar of God, of Vishnu at least. And then Vishnu depends or arises out of Brahman, the absolute. Beyond all the sound psychological advice found in this chapter, the primary secret is the absolute itself. So that's the question that Arjuna asks Krishna. What is the absolute? Humans endlessly speculate and surmise about the nature of the absolute, the nature of reality, in their philosophies, in their sciences, and in their religions. But these are all secondhand versions of God, as Buckminster Fuller would have it. Useful up to a point and often quite interesting, but not quite the real thing. Only when we have a direct experience of the absolute can it be revealed in all, or even a meaningful portion of its glory. Let me repeat that, eliminating the what's in parentheses to make it sound having more sense, because that interruption by the parentheses kind of throws me. So I'm going to read it, skipping what's in parentheses. So I'm going to skip or even a meaningful portion of. So I'm going to read it again, beginning with only and ending in glory. Maybe I could even highlight it. So I'm going to read that. So only when we have a direct experience of the absolute can it be revealed in all its glory. Let me repeat that. Only when we have a direct experience of the absolute can it be revealed in all its glory. Did you hear that, Nora? Only when we have a direct experience of the absolute can it be revealed in all its glory. So we have to have a direct experience of the absolute in order to realize how absolutely glorious it is. Glory, glory. What does the word glory mean? I guess it's synonymous with wonderful. Anyway, oh, here's interesting. As was said of Jesus in his Sermon on the Mount, he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. So he knew the spirit beyond the letter. Yeah, he knew what he was talking about. Arjuna is approaching such a unitive experience very rapidly now. So does that mean that Arjuna is finally getting it? Or is about to get it? Well, I think in chapter 10 is where he does get it. Well, he asks Krishna, so let me see you. I want to see you. And Krishna says, are you sure about that? I don't think you can handle it. Like in that movie with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson about truth. What is truth? And I think Jack Nicholson says, you can't handle it. Can't handle the truth. Something like that. Mm-hmm. So So from chapter 8 to chapter 10, it sounds like Krishna is thinking, okay, this guy is about ready. I think it's okay to allow to he's curious, he's asking the right questions, and I've given him the answers that will push him towards wanting to see me. So, well, that's what I've heard that chapter 10 is about. It's where Arjuna asks Krishna, I want to see you. And Krishna says, all right, here I go. Here you go. And Krishna reveals himself to Arjuna, and it blows his mind. Somehow, that's what I get. Mm, mm. So, mm, 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 mm. Okay, so I am glad. Mm, The absolute is a term used by philosophers to signify the ultimate reality, regarded as one, and yet as the source of variety, as complete or perfect, and yet as not divorced from the finite, imperfect world. Hmm. Well, hmm. So I found some things interesting, but it's time for me to say good night and go home and go to sleep. So I hope This is interesting. Someone out there